Well, it's about time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of what did I call this series again? Flames Warframes. Yeah, before I get into all the Warframe related stuff, I do think I should mention uh I wanted to be doing this more. I just haven't been able to. You guys, if you see this video, you'll see that the last two videos in the series were posted a week ago, which I feel like I do feel like a week is a decent period of time for me to take between uploads. But I also want to upload these videos daily. Why did I not do that? Well, I was put on this earth by God or lack thereof, or whatever you believe in, for two purposes. The first is to provide entertainment, which is what I'm doing right now. The second is to give great hugs. Unfortunately, the entirety of the past week has been spent giving great hugs. So, yeah, entertainment time. Uh, yeah, so today's video is going to be focused on Banshee. Now, Banshee, as her name would imply, is sound-based. She is a sound-based Warframe. And let's get... So, basically, Banshee is one of those Warframes that, not a lot of people talk about, and she's not exactly very popular, and she doesn't have, a lot of lore, but I personally do have a bit of a fondness for her, just for her kit, just because, well, I really like her fourth ability. Speaking of abilities, let's get into her abilities. Her passive is that when you fire weapons, well, basically when you're using her and you fire your weapons, they don't make noise, or at least enemies can't hear them. First ability, Sonic Boom. She emits a shockwave. Yeah, you can see that on the screen. It pushes enemies and also incapacitates slash kills them. There's also an augment mod that you can put on her called Sonic Fracture. Sonic Fracture makes it so that when you use Sonic Boom, any enemies it hits also get reduced armor. And the reduced armor scales with ability strength. So even though it says 70%, I actually got it up to 100%, which is kind of busted. Anyway, her second ability, Sonar. Uh, Using acoustic location, Banshee's sonar powers find and track enemies and expose critical weak spots to everyone in your squad. Basically, she just highlights weak points. But I do know, unfortunately, I don't own it because I haven't put a lot of investment into Cephalon Suda. But if you guys remember these syndicates over here, Cephalon Suda, you can get from the offerings. She has augment mods. So Sonar's augment is that killing an enemy by shooting their weak spot will trigger another sonar for 100% of the remaining duration. So in other words, if you if you use sonar to locate someone's weak points, shoot someone in their weak point, and kill them, another burst of sonar will go out from them, highlighting more enemies and more weak points. Now, the third ability is Silence. And now, regular Silence, what it does is... I actually don't remember what it does. The augment makes it so that Silence staggers enemies and increases finisher damage against them by 300%. I think what base Silence does is... Let me just check this. Yeah, what base Silence does is it stuns enemies and limits their perceptions and tactical responses to gunfire and Warframe attacks. Now, this is fairly, I have to say, with the augment, it would probably be substantially better, but yeah, kind of niche abilities is kind of why people don't use Banshee. But I personally, like I said before, I am personally a big fan of her 4, which is Soundquake. Now, Soundquake is a channeling ability, which basically means you activate it, and then in order to deactivate it, you either run out of energy or you press the input again. But basically, as long as the ability is going, Banshee has her hands on the ground, and I mean, it is kind of just what it sounds like. She produces sound waves that create like this concussive aura all around her. Now, her augment for this ability I don't have, but I do remember what it does. Her Soundquake augment basically makes it so that instead of it being a channeling ability, it's just a one and done with a single big shockwave, and it does 20 times the damage at the center. And then as you get further and further from the epicenter of the quake, the damage gets lower, which I personally think is fine. As I said, Banshee doesn't really have any lore in the Lavarian, and she also doesn't like. She's not a very fan favorite. She's not very acclaimed, but I will say that. Oh, I have to go over acquisition. I definitely need to go over that. So, Banshee is not like either of the Warframes that I've gone over before, both Ash and Atlas. Well, Atlas is an assassination frame, meaning that in order to get him, you need to go to, I think it's on Eris, right? You need to do the Jordis Golem fight and get his blueprints from there on Eris. And then Ash, you need to go into Railjack missions, and I think you gotta do spy missions. But anyway, Banshee is different. For Banshee, you actually have to go to the dojo. What is the dojo? Well, you unlock it when you join a clan, and basically, what you can do in the dojo is they have all these labs for you to go into, and you can go to research labs, and there's, I believe it's the Tenno lab. And yeah, here is where you can spend like different materials. You can research Banshee's blueprints and her blueprint parts, or her like main blueprint and then her parts blueprints. As for I knew this thing existed. Just gonna contribute to that real quick. Anyway, basically, I don't really know what to say here. How much time have I got? I have quite a bit of time that I can put into this, but I'm thinking of what I want to say, but I can't remember what that is that I want to say. Oh, Oh, yeah. So this is not regular Banshee. This is Banshee Prime that you're seeing here. So, how do you get Banshee Prime? Well, unfortunately, at the moment, you can't. Or at least, you can't get her by grinding. You need to go. If you want to get her right now, you can go to, like, Warframe Market, or you can go to, like, Maru's Bazaar and ask around if people have her parts to sell. But at the moment, her relics are in the Prime Vault, and she is also not in Prime Resurgence at the moment. That may change with the next Prime Resurgence, but uh, it's likely that her parts are either considerably expensive or in short supply, because we don't know what the next offering is, but we know that this current offering is the Equinox and Wukong, and the last offering was Rhino and Nyx. As for what the offering was before then, I don't know. But I do think I can tell you guys confidently that it would probably be hard to get your hands on some Banshee parts at the moment. Actually, I might have some relics for Banshee that I never... Oh, I do. So, yeah. Don't remember when these were last unvaulted, but as you can see, anything having to do with Banshee is in the Prime Vault. Prime Vault. Yeah. So, that is the rundown on Banshee. Unfortunately, not like... I feel like something that took up a large part of the time that I was talking about in the last two videos was the lore of the Warframes. Because, like, see, Ash and Atlas, these two have, like, immense lore. But, like, with Banshee, I don't know what to say. Like, next time we'll be going over Baroque, and Baroque is a personal favorite, right behind the ARG trio that I talked about with Atlas.
There I go again.
But, yeah. Banshee's she's just kind of mid. Like, if you could do something considerably good with her kit, then go for it. But as for me, at this very moment, I have run out of things to talk about when talking about her, so I'm just gonna end the video here. But not before I plug some stuff. Number one, I delivered a speech at my graduation. Uh, okay, this may need a bit more of my explanations. So, the reason that I spent the majority of the last week giving out hugs was because my family was coming over to celebrate me graduating from high school. That high school graduation was live streamed to YouTube. So, if you go on YouTube and you search up Casa Grande 2026, ignore any of the stuff about the Casa Grande movie, entirely unaffiliated with that. But if you just look up Casa Grande 2026, probably one of the first videos to pop up will be the live stream of my graduation. In that live stream, it's about 2 hours long. If you go to 1 hour, 14 minutes, and like 45 seconds, you will see my speech. A bunch of people told me that it was a very good speech, so I hope you guys also think that. I also hope you guys like and subscribe to my channel. Why? Well, it's not for money's sake. I am nowhere near that benchmark. Rather, maybe I haven't reiterated this enough, but if I want to make videos that are longer than 15 minutes, which, trust me, I do, I need to actually, like, I need to get to a certain amount of regular viewers, a certain amount of subscribers, and a certain amount of likes on given posts. So, as such, please like and subscribe, and maybe tell your friends. And if you liked my speech, then I don't know, comment down below that you liked my speech. I have been receiving a lot of positive feedback on that, which I find to be a bit comedic, especially considering about 45% of it was anime references. So, yeah, if you want to see me yammering anime topics at my high school graduation, check out Casa Grande 2026 YouTube live stream, and I will see you guys later.